Why most lottery winners go broke. Have you ever dreamed of winning the lottery? Imagine holding a golden ticket, one that promises freedom, luxury, and endless happiness. For many, this single moment feels like the gateway to a life they've always wanted. But here's the shocking truth: most lottery winners don't end up rich, they end up broke. Yes, the very prize that millions dream of becomes a curse for many. How is that possible? How can someone go from rags to riches in a single day, only to lose it all in just a few years? This is not just a story about money, it's a story about human nature, choices, and the mindset that shapes our destiny. When people see someone win the lottery, they often think, if only that were me, all my problems would disappear. But money doesn't erase problems, it amplifies who you already are. If you were careless with $100, you'll be reckless with $1 million. If you struggled with discipline before, sudden wealth won't magically give it to you. This is why psychologists call the lottery a paradox of fortune. It gives people everything they thought they wanted, but without the skills to handle it. Let's talk about one of the most famous cases, Jack Whittaker. In 2002, he won $315 million in the Powerball, one of the largest jackpots ever at the time. Overnight, he became a symbol of luck and success. But instead of bringing joy, the money unleashed chaos. Jack spent lavishly: mansions, cars, strip clubs, gifts that ran into millions. He carried cash around like it was candy, once having $545,000 stolen from his car while parked at a strip club. Worse, his family fell apart. His granddaughter died tragically from addiction. His wife left him. The men who thought he had everything ended up saying, "I wish I had torn up that ticket." Money didn't save him. It destroyed him. Jack's story isn't unique. Studies show that nearly 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within 5 years. Why? Because winning the lottery gives people money without mindset. And wealth without wisdom is like fire in the hands of a child, it burns more than it builds. They spend wildly. They trust the wrong people. They give handouts to friends and family until there's nothing left, and slowly, the dream turns into a nightmare. The first trap most winners fall into is what experts call lifestyle inflation. When ordinary people suddenly receive millions, their sense of normal changes overnight. A simple car no longer feels enough, they want the Lamborghini. A modest house feels small, they buy a mansion. Vacations turn into first-class trips across the globe. And here's the danger: when your spending explodes, so does your circle of influence. People start treating you differently, not because of who you are, but because of what you have. Friends who once cared about you now see you as a bank account. Strangers appear out of nowhere, asking for help. And soon, the money that looked infinite begins to vanish. Consider Laura, a woman who won $5 million in the lottery. She thought it was the miracle she'd prayed for her whole life. At first, everything was magical. She paid off debts, bought a new home, and treated her family. But within a few years, she was back at zero. Why? Because she never learned how to say no. Her relatives kept asking for money. Friends wanted loans. She felt guilty turning anyone away. Slowly, her winnings disappeared, not on her dreams, but on everyone else's demands. When she was interviewed later, she said something powerful: "Winning the lottery didn't make me rich. It made me a target." Here lies the core truth: wealth is not measured by how much you make, but by how much you keep and grow. Most winners never studied finance, investing, or money management. They think millions will last forever, forgetting that bad habits multiply faster than interest. That's why self-made millionaires rarely lose everything. They built their fortune with discipline. But lottery winners, who never built wealth through effort, often lack the mindset to protect it. Money without wisdom is like water in a broken glass: it leaks until nothing remains. Yet, not every story ends in disaster. A few lottery winners did manage to keep their wealth. And almost all of them share one trait: humility. Take the case of a Canadian couple who won over $10 million. Instead of buying yachts and mansions, they lived almost the same as before. They invested wisely, supported a few causes they cared about, and avoided the spotlight. Years later, they were still wealthy, not because of luck, but because of discipline. This shows us something powerful. It's not the money that decides your future, it's your mindset. So, what can we learn from these stories? The lottery isn't just a game of luck, it's a test of character. It exposes habits, fears, and blind spots. Winning millions overnight can reveal your weaknesses faster than poverty ever could. Without financial wisdom, emotional control, and discipline, even endless money can't buy security or happiness. Think about it, life rewards preparation, not chance. The self-made millionaire didn't get rich because they won a jackpot, they got rich because they learned, they planned, and they acted consistently over time. And here's the most important message: money magnifies who you already are. If you are generous, it makes you more generous. If you are careless, it makes you careless. If you are disciplined, it makes you unstoppable. We often think winning the lottery is the ultimate dream. But true wealth isn't a ticket, it's a mindset. You can't buy patience. You can't buy discipline. You can't buy the habits that make money grow. The people who preserve their wealth, lottery winners or not, understand one simple truth: success is built, not found. Every dollar you earn, every decision you make, every habit you form, these are your real investments. $1 million in your hands means nothing if your mind isn't ready to handle it. Let's end with one final story. There was a man who won a modest lottery prize of $50,000. Instead of spending it on cars or luxuries, he did something simple: he educated himself about money. He invested, learned budgeting, and slowly turned that $50,000 into over $500,000 in a few years. The moral is clear: it's not the amount that matters, it's how you use it wisely. You don't need a jackpot to become rich, you need the right mindset. So, the next time you dream of winning millions, remember this: money can amplify your life, but it won't fix it. Build your skills. Control your habits. Grow your mind before you try to grow your bank account. Because when you do, you'll never have to worry about going broke, no matter how much you win. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. Together, let's learn, aspire, master, reflect, and evolve, one story at a time.